Hi! If you watched my previous video on Wireproxy, then you probably know that it's quite easy to run it from Linux using the terminal command. A more convenient and seamless way of running Wireproxy is to make it a systemd service. This way it will automatically boot up with your computer or laptop, and it will always be there in the background, waiting for you to connect to the port that it exposes. In order to do this, we are going to need superuser privileges or root privileges, but only once. First thing to do is we need to create a folder where we are going to store the wireproxy.conf file and the wireguard configuration files. Next, if you followed my previous video, you are going to have the wireproxy binary in this folder. We need to move this file to a folder which is actually a system folder for standalone binaries, which is /user/local/bin. Next step is creating a user to run wireproxy under, because it wouldn't be a good idea to run wireproxy using either your user or root user for that part. This command adds a service user, which will not be able to log in the system, which is good from the standpoint of security. Next step is to create the service. To do that, you need to create a file that will have an extension of .service in etc systemd system folder. I'm calling it wireproxy service, not just wireproxy, to avoid possible naming confusion. You can grab the same service template from the GitHub repository, where you also can find the configuration templates for wireproxy. A link to this repository will be in the description of this video. Now, when the service is created, all we need to do is move the configuration files. And we can check that they are present in this folder. After you move the file, you need to change this path in the wireproxy.conf file. Otherwise, it will not be able to find the wg.conf file. Then, using this command, you can launch it, and command systemctl status shows us the status for the service. We see that it's active, and we can see that wireproxy is indeed listening on port 1080 on our localhost IP address. Again, we can check if the proxy is working properly using curl. First, we check the IP address without a proxy, and then we can see which IP address we are going to use if we run the same request but using our proxy. We see that now we have a different IP address, which means that proxy is working. And now the final part, making the service permanent, because by using start command, systemctl start, we just launched the service once, but we want to make it persistent. After you run systemctl enable wireproxy service, and when you boot up your computer, it will always be there. It will start right after the network connectivity is established. Now, if you want, for whatever reasons, to change any of the settings, so for example, you want to change the wireguard configuration, or maybe you want to switch to different ports, you want to map the proxy service to some other port. After you change the configuration files, you need to restart the service. And this can be done using the systemctl restart command.